So we heard from Wally that the famous Broadway show Rent will make its debut in theater March 3rd. Don't want to give too much away, so here to tell us more is Stevie Hendrix, who is with someone who can give us an inside look. Stevie?
Well, that's right, Cezanne. I heard that Rent was coming here to Fort Worth, so I had to get an inside look. So right now, I'm sitting here with Kia Dawn Fulton, and she's playing Joanne in Rent. Kia, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good.
So Kia, I know that right now you're actually playing Charlotte in Charlotte's Web, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Are you enjoying that?
I am enjoying it a lot. I really enjoy the show. It's really beautiful and touching and sweet and everything. And Charlotte's a little bit of a superhero in the show, hence the really long ponytail. Very Laura Croft.
So I was gonna ask you, how long have you been acting?
A little over 10 years now.
Really?
So.
So did you start in high school and just kind of?
My very first production was when I was in middle school. My theater arts teacher, she actually wasn't my teacher, but she was my homeroom teacher. And she was in a production of Joe Turner's Come and Gone, and they needed a young girl. So she said, I think you'd be good for it. And my mom took me down there and kind of stuck with it ever since. It was awesome.
So having acted for 10 years, obviously you've done plenty of stuff.
Yeah.
Now you're doing Charlotte's Web, and you were telling me earlier that you're pretty excited about that, how it's a different spin on the story than you thought. And then now you're doing Rent. So how do you feel about this production?
Two different worlds, first, but at the heart of them, they're very much the same, because the message in Charlotte is about love, and it's about friendship, and giving to someone else. And it's also the message of Rent. Is how are you measuring your life? Right. You know, we all know the famous Seasons of Love song, but it's how are you measuring your life? You're measuring it in love. Right. And that's kind of, as a person, how I like to live anyway. You know, how am I giving to someone else? How am I pouring into someone else? Have I done anything if I haven't helped somebody else? So
you feel like these two productions are really going to show that side of you? I
think so. I think so, because it helps me to be, as an actor, honest.
Right.
Because we're supposed to be honest at all times, and that's where my honesty really lies.
So do you feel that with Rent, now it's obviously this really famous production, and lots of people have done it before, and they've done a great job at it. Do you feel like there's a little bit of pressure with that you're like, okay, I have to do this role, I've got to act, I've got to sing, I've got to dance, are you?
Slightly, but not really, because I'm very much competitive. And with myself, though, it's like, okay, this is different for me. And I know technically a lot of the things that when we know of what we know of Joanne, I just thought, I don't really know if I exactly fit that. But whatever it is the director wanted, he saw something in me that made him say, okay, this person can do it. So it's like, all right, I can do it. So no pressure, but just pressure to perform.
So you're getting competitive with yourself, and while you're out there, you're getting competitive with everyone else. You're like, listen, I'm going to nail this. Well, okay, so doing a little acting myself, I have to ask you, do you still get those after 10 years, do you still get those jitters before you get on stage?
Definitely. Because it's the, am I going to remember everything? Of course I'm going to remember everything, but am I sure I'm going to remember everything? And all of the adrenaline, and with everyone out there and the audience just waiting.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be exciting. Hopefully I can come see it. And I think you guys should check it out too. Well, that's all I've got here with Kia. Back to you, Cezanne.